What up, folks? So, how many episodes will Netflix Power Rangers have? Return to 40? Now, I made a video of this in the past while back when they announced that Dino Fury will be going back to 40 episodes for one season. Apparently, all of that was a lie. You know, they still dealing with this Neil Saban 22 episode per season BS. And I have my issues with it. But thankfully, Dino Fury turned that around. You know, completely destroyed my expectations. Even though the season is good, it still has its problems like Beast Morphers. And shout out to VGL58 for mentioning this. Every time with this, like a 2 season per year, season 1 does better, but season 2 is mixed results. I just kind of wish that they would just be as good as the first season. It's like you make your first movie and it does so well in the box office, then when you do a sequel, it becomes worse. And it's kind of like the first movie does good and then the other one does worse and good at the same time. So that right there is what my concerns for the future of Power Rangers is. They're not gonna be able to go back to the 40th episode in 1 year type of season, which is something that was very lacking throughout the years. So I am hoping that they could somehow do that, because we definitely need a full season of Power Rangers instead of having this 22 episode per season. I mean, having 40 episodes and I think 22 per season, that doesn't count. You gotta be able to do a fully full season with 40 episodes, like how the Disney era did, like how the Saban era did. Well, after Mighty Morphin did that. So, yeah. Shout out to Dawson Ryder for making this video. I'm not gonna waste no more time talking. Let go.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here with another quick video on the topic of Power Rangers on Netflix. I recently did one addressing one of the major questions I got about it, and this one is kind of the other major question I've been getting about it since the announcement of, like, how do I think it's going to work in terms of episodes and how they're going to release. I mean, we know when it's going to release, we don't know exactly the how, but I'm going to sort of answer what I think will probably happen based off of past experience with Power Rangers and with other series on how I think it will release, how many episodes I think we might get, and how that might work. As of right now, we know it's coming in spring 2022. And as far as Dino Fury Season 2, like, we don't know how they're going to be releasing it yet. However, I'm going to say I'm like 85% sure it'll be near identical to the way we did it with Dino Fury Season 1, where we drop the first 11 episodes in the spring and then the next 11 in the fall. My hope is that we drop the second 11 a little bit earlier so we can actually circumvent the international airings and we don't have to deal with that, or at least do it closer. So maybe we'll only get 1 or 2 international airings. For the most part, that's the way Power Rangers has worked on Netflix anyway, is it would drop the first half of the season and early in the year and the second half later, sometime after Nickelodeon did. I think this year was kind of a taste of that formula. It'll just be different because they're the only ones that have it this time. So I'm going to assume for Dino Fury Season 2, that's how it's going to work, because we know we have the same amount of episodes we always get. It's basically going to be no different than us having it on Nickelodeon. It's not going to be like a formula change. Like, don't expect the show to suddenly up in quality and completely change. Expect it to feel the same, because it's basically just an airing place change. If there's any format changes, both to the way the show's written and the way it airs, that will happen next season. Now, what about after Dino Fury? That's where the big question mark comes in, because we don't know what's going to happen after Dino Fury. We know that supposedly they were going to be working on a new reboot universe after Dino Fury, but there's rumors that they're taking a step back and might be doing more Sentai adaptations. So right now, we don't know whether we're going to immediately get another Sentai adaptation, we're going to immediately get something new, or there might be a little bit of a break. And when they talked about something new, there might be a couple of different shows. And also, people are wondering, you know, how many episodes are they going to be? Are we going to go back to 30, 40 episode seasons? I mean, we basically still have 40 episode series. They're just spread out. It just depends on what they want to do. I've mentioned before, I think they were on autopilot, so I think they felt comfortable just leaving the infrastructure of the 2 seasons for Beast Morphers and Dino Fury. I don't know if they'll want to do that going forward, and I think a lot of this just depends on what type of season is next. If we get a traditional Sentai adaptation next, and they want to bide their time, I wouldn't see it as impossible for us to get a Zyuohger adaptation over 2 seasons and 4 parts. However, if it's something new, like an entirely new type of series that we're not used to, it could be something completely different. It could be a 30-episode season or a 40-episode season. But the thing is it's not going to be like it was. I think a lot of people are thinking, oh, we can get back to 30, 40-episode seasons, and it's going to feel like it was back in the Saban Brands days. Or not Saban Brands, the Saban Entertainment days. All these Saban names. It's not going to be like that, because let's say it is 40 episodes. If it's about 40 episodes, I would guess that it would still release over 3 to 4 parts. I've used Pokemon as an example in numerous videos, but I think that's a really good one because I think it's going to follow a similar template of how it's put up on Netflix. And each time they have a season, they release it in parts. So it's like part 1 is around 12 episodes, and then some months later we get part 2, part 3, part 4, and so forth, and then they move on to the next season. So I think if we do get a bigger episode count, it will still be released similarly. Like, if we have 40 episodes, it might be even 4 chunks. It might be 4 chunks of 10. The thing I wanted to bring attention to with this is if we do get a series released over 3 to 4 chunks, even if it's technically 1 season, and it's 30, 40 episodes released over 3 to 4 chunks, it might take 1.5 to 2 years to get the whole series anyway. So it might not end up being that different. So keep that in mind. If they keep a similar model to releasing in 3 to 4 chunks, it might be the same period of time we get the series over. And not to mention, if you binge all the episodes in one day, the hiatus will seem even longer for you. So just keep that in mind. So that's going to be my prediction. My prediction is either we will get a more traditional adaptation released as 1 or 2 seasons with 2 chunks, or if we move to a different kind of series, we could see it being more episodes, but it might be released over 3 to 4 chunks. I'm not sure what I want personally. I think it just depends on what type of series it is. If we do something different like an animated series or a standalone series, I'm actually fine with 22 episodes a season and just splitting it up to 2 chunks because I'm used to that with normal TV shows, and I'm okay with that format so long as the storytelling is good. That's my thing. Is I don't think we need more episodes to tell a good story, but it depends on what type of story we're telling. But that's what I'm thinking right now. I do think there's a chance we could up the episode count per season, but I don't think it will ultimately change how we get the episodes. I think that it's all psychological, but that's what I have for now based on my experience. If we get actual news about it, and I will keep you guys updated on any updates about episode count. But until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.
Alright, so my response to that is, for me, if they were to, like you said, to go with a full season with 40 episodes, I would probably say keep adapting Sentai, but make it different. Continue with the 22 episode per season split because I'm getting tired of that. We've been dealing with this since for like 10 or 12 years now. And I think it's time all of us need to have something different. Instead of like, like you said, 22 episodes per season. I really don't like that. I mean, can't even talk right. I really don't like that. And I really do think that it's definitely time for a change. But I would say this, like I said, continue the Sentai adaptation and just make the show different. You don't need to continue to do this boring, traditional year split. Like, stop doing that. And I would say, if they're willing to release like the first 11 episodes during the spring and then return to more episodes like sometime around August, I would say just go for it. But I will hope that they're promoting the show the way that the Saban era and the Disney era used to do it, with passion and with respect. But I highly doubt that Netflix is going to end up doing that. So only time will tell what's going to happen after Dino Fury. And I don't want to hear in the comment sections about Zyuohger getting adapted. I'm getting tired of hearing that. We don't know what's going to happen after Dino Fury. We'll just have to wait and see from Hasbro's mouth. Y'all enjoyed this video? Comment down below. Next video.